Hello, my friends. Okay, I'm so excited to kind of dig into this and share some stuff with you guys. I am Sarah. If you don't know who I am, my name is Sarah, and I am a mom of three. I used to live in the desert, but as of this last winter, we moved to the middle of the tundra. I say that jokingly. We live in northeastern Montana, practically Canadians, eh? So that's who I am, and I've been coaching for about 4 years now. Just about, and I absolutely love it. I had so many fears though. I had so many objections. It took me so long to be open to this. So I'm really excited to kind of share my story with you guys and to kind of share what's expected, like what you can expect, what I expect of our coaches that join our team. And if you have any questions, if you have any questions or you have anything you're worried about, then we will dig into those. I mean it, because if there's something that you're chewing on right now or some kind of like hesitation or worry, that's legit. And I really want to talk about it. So please don't be shy. You can message the coach that invited you here, or you can be brave and drop a comment. But over the next couple days, I'll be popping in here and going live, and we will dig into all of that. So a bit about me. Like I said, I'm Sarah, and I have 3 humans. I was a career girl before this. I was never into fitness. I actually worked for Starbucks, which I felt like that was my fitness because it was so go, 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 crazy town all the time. And my husband and I waited a long time. We were married like 10 years before we had kids. We were kind of late starters. I just really loved my job. I really loved Starbucks. Before I found Starbucks, I never felt like I belonged anywhere. Growing up, I never felt like I had genuine friends. I was always very shy, and I had a lot of walls up. And so how did I wind up at Starbucks? Well, I wound up at, you're like, why does this have to do with anything? But this is part of the story, my friends, so just be patient. So I got a job with Starbucks because I needed a job, right? And I loved Starbucks coffee. So I was like, all right, fine. And Starbucks kind of gave me this superpower. I could put on the green cape and I could step into this different persona, and it helped me overcome my shyness. Like I was able to step into my persona. And so I love Starbucks. I was super happy. I had all these ambitions. I really had these big dreams. And we started having babies, and I thought it'd be no big deal. Like I would have the babies, I'd go to work, I could compartmentalize everything. But if you've had kids, you're laughing because that's just not real life. And I realized really quickly I didn't want to go back to work. I didn't want to work 40 hours a week. I didn't want to be attached to my phone. I didn't want to have to be worrying about basically all my kids at my Starbucks. Like I just wanted to be home with my babies, and that was fine. I was home with my babies. I was grateful. I am grateful that I was able to stay home. My husband has a great paying job. But you know, when you've been independent and you've been contributing and you've had your own money, like you kind of just start to feel stuck. Like I felt like, I just wanted my own thing. I wanted my own thing. And being a mom, having 3 kids under the age of 3, I felt very much like I had lost my identity. I had this Starbucks personality that I was, but I no longer was. And I had these 3 kids. So I was their mom and I was his wife, but like, who was I? I was completely lost. And at this point, I had gotten over 200 pounds because we had baby after baby after baby. I would breastfeed until I got pregnant. And then basically I was this like lactating machine for like 3 years, and I totally lost myself. And at the end of it, I had these 3 amazing babies. Like, you know, I'm so grateful I'm a mama. I love it. But to be honest, I felt so restless. I felt restless. I wasn't contributing to my household monetarily, and I really hated the skin I was in. I started exercising at that point. Like I said, I'd never been a fit girl. I was never into fitness. I was into fitting stuff in my mouth. That was about all of it. But I realized I was so unhappy in my own skin and I had to do something. And so I kept ordering different DVDs. They weren't Beachbody DVDs, but they were just other like moms into fitness DVDs. And they would sit on the shelf and they would collect dust. And I had a Pilates machine, and I would, you know, through spurts I would use it, but then I would get off track. Like I never was consistent, and I needed somebody to slap my ass, basically. I needed someone to hold me accountable. I needed somebody to believe in me before I was willing to believe in me, because I was just showing up to my fitness journey because I was really unhappy. I was really unhappy in my skin. I felt just like everyone was touching me. Everyone wanted something from me. And so I was introduced to a stroller fitness class called Stroller Strides. It's now Fit for Mom. And I absolutely loved it because it was community. And so I would strap my kids into this big stroller, and we would go to the park every single morning, and we would work out for an hour. And I would come home and I would work out some more. And I was the girl where I thought I could just like out cardio what I was eating. Like I wasn't super knowledgeable about nutrition. I kind of knew what I should be doing, but I wasn't really disciplined enough to do it. I had accountability in that hour window every single morning. I had some tribe, I had some support, and it really, I was so addicted to it. Like I needed that. I loved it. And so this unfit, not a fitness chick girl actually became a group exercise instructor because I loved it so much and I loved how it made me feel. I liked having that tribe and that support. And I've always been one of those people where if I can do it, you can do it. Like I want to encourage you to step into your power and to do your thing. So I became this group exercise instructor, and I actually had a friend that was taking the classes with me, and she kept saying, she was so pushy. And she was like, oh my gosh, you've got to come over to my house. I do these at-home workouts. You're going to love it. And I was like, yeah, I'm good. I don't need your meathead shake. I'm a group exercise instructor. I'm teaching these classes. And I probably lost about 30 pounds at that point in my journey, just from just cardio, yo. Like I was working out, I don't know, an hour to two. I'm almost embarrassed to say that, every single day. And I was doing it because I was so unhappy in my skin. I was doing it to punish myself. Like I'd eat that and then I would show up and I would try and work it off. And there was no balance there. I was not coming at it from a good place. And I didn't really know that back then. So I'm so grateful I can see it now. Anyways, my pushy friend, she kept saying, come on, you got to come over. And I was like, dude, I have at-home workouts. They're all collecting dust on my shelf. Like I'm not interested in it. But she was so freaking persistent and I loved her. I really do. I still love her. And so I went over to her house. And we did this 25-minute freaking workout with Shaun T, and I was dying. The girl that was doing 2 hours a day was all of a sudden dying from freaking 25 minutes. And I was like, what just happened? Let me find my life. And then she made me this chocolate superfood drink that I was like, okay, I don't need your meathead shake. I like to chew my food. And I freaking loved it. I went home that day and I cleaned my house, and it was, just the endorphins from the workout. It was really the superfoods, but I had no interest in it. I was still hesitant. I was like, that's too much money. That's too much of an investment. I'm good. I'm going to keep doing my workouts. I'm okay. Mostly it was fear. It was fear of making that commitment. It was fear of investing money in myself because that felt selfish and I wasn't bringing income into the household. And I was kind of embarrassed, if I'm really honest. I was already doing this one thing. I felt like I had a history of starting and then stopping. And I didn't want my husband to be not that he would ever say it, but he would think it. I'm sure he would, oh my God, here she is. She's quitting again. Whatever. His children were alive, so we're not even going to talk about that. But it just was in the back of my mind. I love those workouts. So I was already sharing about my journey on social media because I was a Fit for Mom instructor, right? And I just love social media. It was a great way to be connected, to have that community, especially being a stay-at-home mom. And so I was the girl who was sharing my workouts. I was sharing what I was eating. I was sharing my journey. I was sharing inspiring quotes. And so in the back of my mind, that seed had been planted about these crazy workouts that you do in your living room, and this online accountability and all that. And so she was going to open a challenge group, this thing called PiYo. If you've done PiYo, you can drop me a heart. I loved PiYo. PiYo set my soul on fire. And she was like, let's do PiYo. I want you in my PiYo group. So I joined a group, a challenge group. Some of you are in challenge groups. It's just an online accountability group with your coach, and they share their journey alongside you, and you plug in and you show up every single day and you get traction. So I did that just as a customer. Again, I still do my Fit for Mom thing, not interested in your meathead shake, all that business. But like I said, that seed had been planted. And so as I'm sharing my journey on social media, and I'm actually seeing my body really transform from doing these workouts, that were 20 to 40 minutes a day, I was getting so much more, and I was so much more sore from doing those than my hour to 2 hours of other just cardio workout that I was doing, that I was committed to. And so I'm thinking about it. I'm following other women on social media that are these coaches. And I'm like, what makes them a coach? I don't get it. I didn't understand the business opportunity. They were just like me. They were normal people. They were moms. They were wives. They were doing their thing and sharing their journey. And they had other people joining them. And somehow they were creating income. So I reached out to my friend, my coach, Brittany. And I was like, what's the deal with this? How does this work? And she wasn't really interested in the business. She wasn't really developing it. And so she gave me a few answers, but I was still kind of just that's weird. I don't get it. How does it work? People just buy this from you and then you put them in a Facebook group and you make money. I don't get it. It sounds like a scam, right? I don't know about this. So I wound up finding a girl on Facebook, and she had a sneak peek like this. And so I got in her sneak peek, and it was really informative, and I feel so bad because I picked her brain, and I asked her a gazillion questions, and then I went back to my friend and actually signed up with her. And now I know it's so important to pick your coach like to be smart about it. Like I know sometimes you have a friend or you have a family member that's a coach, and so you feel that obligation, you feel that loyalty, and that's up to you. You have to listen to your gut and do whatever feels right with you. But having support, having a tribe, having an active team like we are makes a huge difference in your journey, not only in how you will build a business, but how you will be supported, because I see it over and over. I see other coaches, they come in, they start a group, and then they're like, peace out. That's not how this works. When you decide to join us, you have support for forever. We run groups continuously. Every single month we start a brand new challenge. So there's always a line you can draw in the sand to recommit. When I finally said yes to coaching after that like year of being like doing my PIO and kind of like watching and overthinking and what if I fail and I don't know, really wanting to do it, but just being so afraid of all the things. Like when I finally said yes, I was like all in. And so those of you who are taking time, that's okay. This is your journey. This little sneak peek thing that we're going to do over the next few days, me sharing my story, other coaches sharing their reel, you asking your questions and us digging through those. It's not about us trying to convince you. I don't want to convince you. I want to give you my story. I want to give you the facts, and then I want you, if this feels right, I want you to be all in. I want you to say, you know what, I want this. Like if she can do it, there's no reason I can't. I am not in the business of convincing people. I'm not in the business of dragging people. I have 3 humans and a husband. Thank you very much. I don't need any more work. But this has so transformed my life, and it has changed every aspect. It's not just about my physical body. It's just completely bloomed my life. And so I would do this for free. I love it that much. Luckily, I don't have to, but it's really, really changed my life. So like I said, it took me an entire year to be open to this. It took me an entire year of like overthinking it and not being sure. And I think finally we were on a camping trip, and it was just like, like it was just knocking at my gut. Like I was like, I just want to do this. And my husband was finally like, look, it's your journey and you're already doing these workouts. You're already an instructor. Like, why don't you just freaking do it? And if you hate it, then you quit. Like, what's the big deal? And it was that light bulb moment where sometimes we feel like we need someone else's approval, which we really never do. But if you're not super secure in your own skin, sometimes that's an actual thing, right? So I did. I got back in touch with my friend, Brittany. I was like, I want to become a coach. I signed up. Back then, you would pick one program, just one, and it was $160, and you got your bag of Shakeology, and all your tools came with it, and then you would start your journey. So I chose 21 Day Fix Extreme, which is so cool because this is a full circle moment. They're re-releasing those workouts. Some of you are doing them. Some of you are like not quite there yet, but it's really neat that this is a full circle thing. It's such an awesome program. So that's how I came in. I started my group, and we've just been slowly growing and building. And lately we've gotten so much momentum. We have so many amazing, epic coaches, and it's just really crazy cool. So that's kind of my story. I don't know if that resonates with any of you, but I had all this fear and all this objection and all these reasons why I couldn't when I really wanted to. And I needed that kick in the pants, and I'm so freaking grateful that I did it because it helped me find myself, and it helped me realize that all my old ways of like, working out to punish myself for the food I'd eaten or just feeling really bad in my skin, like that's not positive. If you want to change your life, it comes down to a few things. It doesn't have to be everything. It's not this all big clean sweep. It's not about you checking every single box. It's truly about you making the commitment that you're going to take the action you need to take every single day, even on the hard days. And then it's about you plugging into a community that will support you and hold you accountable. Like, we're not your mom. I ain't your mama. I can't make you do anything, but we will love you and we'll support you and we will give you the tools. And that goes for whether or not you decide you just want to do the fitness piece with us right now, or you decide that this business opportunity sounds like something you would be totally into. Well, that's cool. There's a whole nother roadmap that we can lay out, that we will make a plan with you. This is a self-driven business. This business is very much connected to your fitness journey. If you're not working on your fitness journey, if you're not taking care of yourself, if you're not filling yourself with positivity and really checking who the people are that are like you're surrounding yourself with, if you're not taking care of all those things, you can't do a business with this. You just can't. This is not about selling. That was one of my huge fears, was like, well, is it salesy? Am I going to have to like have inventory? Because I'd done other MLMs. I'd done other things where I had to have product and I had to go out and push it. That's not what this is. This is a heart-driven business, and it comes down to you working on your journey every single day and being willing and vulnerable to share it with other people. So there's different kinds of coaching. Maybe you're like, whoa. slow your roll, sister. Like I said, you could come in and you could just rock your fitness journey, or you can come in and you could want to get the discount. We have an awesome military deal. So if you are active duty or you're a veteran, well, then there's no coach fee for you. You would just get our discount, the discount that we get, which is super cool. You get it for free. And those of you that, aren't military, but you still want a discount, well, it's awesome. You get a 25% discount. And yeah, there's no pressure. There's no pressure to do anything. You don't have to hold any product. You don't have to sell anything. There's no minimum stuff at all unless you're actually trying to grow a business. You can just hang out and rock your discount. There's no pressure to do anything more than you want to do. That's why I love this business so much. It's not a one size fits all. It truly is individualized, and it's like what you want out of it. If you have a heart for helping pregnant moms, if you've had some kind of loss in your life and those are the people you want to help, then those are the people you're going to help. Like, you aren't going to be here. You're not a pimp. We are independent people who are working on our own journeys and shining the light for other people. And we have some really kick-ass tools to help those people. But we're not pushers. We're not hunters at all. That's icky. And I just got a message this last weekend from one of my friends, and she was like, you're not like normal Beachbody coaches. Like, most Beachbody coaches sell. They're all like, here I am with my drink. That's not what we do. And that's gross. A lot of coaches do that, and those coaches don't have longevity. So when you join the Positive Vibe Tribe, we're going to give you our roadmap. We're going to tell you this is what we do. We have a whole business plan. We'll go into that in another video, because I know a few of you are really concerned about that. So we'll break it down. It's not like all of a sudden overnight, here you are. No, you don't have to figure anything out. It's just you showing up to your journey every single day and working on becoming the best version of yourself. Cool? I love it. It's so freaking fun. So that's just kind of a little bit about my story. My objections, like I said, was the whole, am I going to have to sell things? Is it going to feel icky? It's not icky unless you make it icky. We don't, like I said, we don't hunt people. We share our journeys authentically and vulnerably. And the cool flip side of that, it can be really hard. It can be really uncomfortable to be imperfect on social media. I feel like this platform is all about the shiny and the sparkly and the perfectly put together and the washboard abs, and those are not our people. So if you're a perfect person, you need to scroll. You need to get out of this group, because we are not perfect people. I have no interest in being that. If you are perfect, how boring would that be? How hard would that be? How much sacrifice would that be? I would rather be messy and bumpy and maybe a little cellulite-y, but this is my real life, and I'm living it and I'm loving it. And the whole point is that you show up and you work on your journey every single day. Positive Vibe Tribe. We are all about progress over perfection. I want you to know, before we get into anything else, that this is, like I keep saying, this is your journey, but it really is. And you're not a before and after. So if you're working on your fitness journey, if you're maybe even a new coach and you're watching and you're kind of like, okay, tell me more, how do I share this with other people? You're not a before and after. You are a living, breathing transformation right now. And your success doesn't come at the end of a program. Your success doesn't come from how many people you help. Your success comes from you living your best version of you right now, in this moment, imperfect as you are. So if you're just getting started, you are successful. You are perfectly, wonderfully made right now in this moment, and you don't have to evolve into that next level to be worthy or to be able to do this. You can do this. You can live your best life. You can influence others. You can share your journey and really change so many lives, most importantly, yours and your family's, by just showing up and by making that commitment that you're going to do small daily actions that we compound on top of one another. It's not like I'm going to hit a reset button and all of a sudden I'm this robot and I've got it all together. Believe me, we don't have it all together. So no matter where you're at in your journey, no matter what kind of person you are, or what your story is, what your background, what your struggle, if you've been a chronic quitter, I know some people really struggle with that. That was kind of me, where I would start something and then I would stop, mostly because I was afraid what would happen if I succeeded, or what would happen if I got further down the road and I failed and then other people would judge me. Other people's opinions are none of our business. And that's one thing I've learned. It's still a hard thing. Sometimes you struggle with it, but you can't wait for other people's approval. It just will never come. You can work on your own approval. So you today on this journey, you're already exactly where you need to be. Okay? Let's see. What else should I talk about in this video? Is there anything you guys want me to talk about? Okay, so I said no. I talked about that, and I talked about how this isn't about selling. It just truly is about you finding your tribe and finding your place and feeling really good in your journey in this moment and shining the light with other people. We'll tell you how to do that. It's not like you're like, oh my God, I have to tell other people. We'll work with you. We'll navigate the path. We'll let you know this is what you do. This is what you do. This is how you do it, and you will do it, and you will feel uncomfortable, and you will suck. Everyone sucks in the beginning, but you get better, and that's how you build confidence. Confidence isn't something that you're born with. It's not just a natural thing. It's something that's developed. It's a muscle, my friends. So the thing I love so many different things about coaching, but the thing I think that's really blessed me the most is having the community. It's having that accountability. Growing up and never feeling like I belonged, and then kind of fighting that with Starbucks, but losing that because that was just my job. Like, that wasn't really who I was. That was just a persona I was stepping into. This has given me that tribe. This has given me that accountability and that support and that place to belong, as imperfect as I am in my journey. Like, you don't have to be perfect to belong. You're perfect just the way you are, my friend. So that's a huge piece. You get access to our tribe for forever. And you know what? Maybe you come in and you coach and you decide this isn't for you. You can still just be a challenger. You will always be part of our tribe unless you quit. And we're not quitters. We're winners, my friends. So the home workouts thing, some of you, I hope most of you, I'm looking at your names, like who's in here. I think a lot of you have tried our workouts. You've gotten some momentum with them. Maybe you're brand new and you're like, oh my gosh, I have to call 911. I can't get off the toilet. I am so freaking sore. These workouts work. And I used to order DVDs, like I said before, and they would just collect us because I didn't have that accountability. I was so intimidated by it, and I was afraid to fail, and I never freaking committed. I didn't go all in. And that's why having tribe, having accountability, having a positive vibe tribe is so critical to your success as a challenger, as like a client, and also as a coach, because you have that network of other women that are just like you in different seasons, in different states, in different countries. They're going to call you out. And so one of our gals has a baby boy, and he hasn't been sleeping, and she was like just saying, oh, I feel like I'm sucking. I feel like I'm so behind. I just can't get traction. And it was so cool to see everyone rally and encourage her and not shame her. It wasn't like, oh no, you need to push through, but being like, your journey is okay. And if you need a rest day, or if you need to like get up and do what you can for 5 minutes and count that as a victory, that's huge. You don't get that at the gym. You don't get that at CrossFit. You don't get that most places. That's a unique to us kind of thing. And that's what we are in a nutshell. It's people loving people. It's people having a heart for helping other people. And maybe you're like, I don't people. Well, that's okay. This business is done. The majority of it's done on your phone. And as a recovering introvert, I love that. I can turn it on. I can turn it off. It's on my terms. I'm not having to deal with people. I'm not having to deal with BS. And because your niche, your people that you're going to help is so specific, those people are you, because you're going to share your journey. And not everyone's going to get it. It's not going to resonate with everyone. Not everyone's going to approve. Not everyone's going to like it. And that doesn't matter. Those people can just keep on trucking. You want to help the people that are just like you, whether they're just like you right now, or maybe they're just like you behind, a couple years ago. Like, some of the women I'm helping are that's who I was a couple years ago. And so they get my story and I get theirs. And together we have this community and this accountability where it's not about perfection. It's not about you have to be gung-ho. It's about, how can I meet you where you are? How can I help you get traction? How can I help you get momentum to just keep showing up? Because it's not about motivation, my friends. It's completely 100% about momentum. And the way you get momentum is making that decision that you're gonna do this. You're gonna do it even on the hard days, even on the tired days. 5 minutes counts. 5 minutes is a victory. It all adds up. That's so freaking huge and exciting. And that was never my mentality before. I thought I had to be perfect. I thought I had to work out for hours. I thought I had to have a certain body in order for it to count. That's stupid, but that's a lot of our society. And so there's so many women that are just like you. Maybe you're like, I don't have anyone I could help. Yeah, you do. There's so many people. You think about all the people in your life that are just like you. You think about how cool social media is. It is a gift that you can connect with other people, dog moms, chicken moms, like whatever kind of mom you are, whatever person you are, there are your people, and they are sad and they are stuck and they are looking for someone to shine the light. As coaches, we're not perfect people. We don't have it all figured out. Some of us have really awesome transformations because the workouts, the nutrition, if you follow them, if you follow the roadmap, if you do what it tells you to do, you will get amazing results. If you don't, you can get your money back, but you will absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt, if you don't eat like an asshole and you follow the nutrition plan, you rest, you get your water, you plug into the community, I guarantee you that you will transform your life. You will change who you are into that next version of yourself, that next leveled up version of yourself. But like, as coaches, that word is so scary. It's super intimidating. I think a lot of people are like, whoa, 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 whoa. I can't coach. No, we're not nutrition experts. We don't pretend to be. We're just normal people. We're normal people that are committed to our journeys, and we shine the light for other people. And maybe you're like, like I was starting to say before I got distracted, you're like, I don't people well. I'm an introvert. I live in a super small town. Who would ever, how would I be inspiring? I'm just starting. I'm 150 pounds overweight, or I'm too old, or I'm too thin, or I'm too young, or whatever. People have all these self-limiting beliefs that get in their way. But sister, there's somebody who's going to relate just to you. There's a specific person out there. And even if you can help change one life, that is huge. That is profound. That is life shifting. And you're not just changing their life. You're going to change your life. You're going to show up and you're going to work on your journey. Imperfect as it is, every day you're going to have support. You're going to have tribe. You're going to have community. You're going to have never ending people that just we just will believe in you before you're willing to believe in you. And so you're changing your life. And when you change your life, you're going to change your family's life. And it's like this amazing freaking domino effect. It's amazing. Can I get an amen on what is today? Today's a Wednesday. So yeah. So that's a little bit about this. I don't know. That was kind of a lot of information. I want to talk about your objections and your fears. So if there's something that you've been really worrying about or chewing about or something that's like this gut nudge, let's talk about it. I'll do another video, I don't know, probably tomorrow, and we can talk about it. We can dig into it more, because like I said, if there's something that you are super nervous about, if there's something that you want to talk about, let's talk about it, because if you have it, somebody else has it. This is so freaking true. And I'm just so grateful for this. It really has transformed my life. It's given us freedom with our finances. I'm not in a place where I want to be yet, but I see the potential. I see the possibility. And I know I'm just a whole different person than I was. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful that my kids get to see the me I am now versus the me I was a couple years ago. That was a sad version of Sarah. That was Sarah who didn't know who she was outside of my freaking career. How lame is that? I just didn't know. I didn't know who I was. I didn't know what I was capable of. I was really negative. I was really stuck. I felt just dissatisfied in all areas of my life and so unhappy with my body. And I was using food and exercise as a weapon. I was punishing myself. And that's not what either of them are supposed to be. Food isn't punishment. It's also not a reward. We're not dogs. And so if you have a skewed view of food, a weird relationship with food, this is a really awesome thing for you. Maybe you don't even want to help other people just yet. Maybe you're interested in just helping yourself. And there's nothing wrong with that at all. You have to work on you. You have to put on your own oxygen mask. You have to develop yourself into that next level person, which is cool. Don't feel discouraged. Don't feel like, oh my gosh, that sounds so overwhelming. It's daily actions. It all adds up, and you start to evolve and you start to become this different person, and it's so freaking crazy cool. So freaking crazy cool. So the people that we're looking to build with, I'll let my other coaches kind of share their journeys here. But I'm looking for people who are committed. I want people who aren't half in, half out. I want someone who is tired of being tired. I want someone who's tired of the excuses, tired of feeling stuck, tired of not feeling good naked, tired of being sad and frustrated and watching other people and being like, how can they do it? Why can't I? I want those people. I want the people who are going to be clear communicators, who are going to show up. They're in it to win it. They don't have this perfectionist mindset. That was me. I'm a recovering perfectionist, and if you are a perfectionist right now, I'm telling you there's hope for you, my friend. But I want the people who are committed. They're in it to win it. They're not it's not all or nothing. You're willing to show up. You're willing to do the hard thing on all the days, not just the convenient ones. I want people who are fun. I want people who are fun. I want women who don't take themselves too seriously, who are willing to make social media posts, because that is a huge piece of our business. I want people who have a great work ethic, who aren't if you're here to get rich, that's not what this is. You need to find another team somewhere else. We are all about helping other people, starting with ourselves. I want people who love animals, because I'm a big cat person. It'd be awesome if you were a mom, right? That you're working, you have this family, you have other people, so that, I don't know. I just think that would be super awesome. I'm a coffee drinker. What else? I like unicorns. I like flowers. I like long walks on the beach. I don't know. This is getting weird. But I just want you to know that if you want to work this as a business, it's hard work. It's worth every time, every second that you invest in it, but it's not easy and it's not overnight. It's a long-term vision, and I want people who see my vision and have their own, that are not afraid to work hard because they see the potential of this. And maybe you're like, well, I don't know what that is. Don't worry. We'll talk about that in another video. But this is just this is who I'm looking for. So you're a clear communicator, you're coachable, you're willing to do the hard shit, you are going to be consistent as a mofo on your own journey. It doesn't have to be perfect, okay? It doesn't have to be an hour or 30 minutes every single day. It can be 5 minutes here, 10 minutes there, because it all adds up. It's like Legos. Yes, my friends, yes. So I need you to drop your questions, anything you're chewing on, anything you're hesitant about, anything you want me to dig into. Over the next couple days, we'll talk about income. We'll talk about how we actually make money. We'll talk about the discount. We'll talk about whether or not it's a pyramid scheme, because that's a super common one. I was worried about it. What else will we talk about, ladies? We'll talk about what you can expect when you join our team, and how specifically we're going to help you rock your journey and transform your life. What else? I don't know. We'll talk about training, all kinds of things we're going to talk about. But if I haven't said what you're worried about, I want you to drop it in a comment and we will dig in, my friend. So I'm so pumped that you took some time to watch this video, that you're following along. If you have a nudge, listen to your nudge. It will not lead you astray. I promise you. This is your journey. It doesn't have to be perfect. You don't have to be an expert. None of us are. It's just you working on your journey and getting better every single day. Progress over perfection, my friend. That's what it's all about.